Welcome to another live stream with Obbylines. This is the name of the channel. My name's Chris. Thanks to anyone who's joined us this evening. We are going to be streaming for about the next 20 minutes. I wouldn't call this a end of year roundup. It's more a self-indulgent look at the performance of my own YouTube channel. I have... Oh, hang on. Yeah, I put a post up on Patreon. To be honest, I'm not at all active on Patreon. Maybe a post every few months, which I do make available for, I guess you'd say it's behind a paywall. Not that I put much on at the minute, so I wouldn't particularly recommend anyone... well, no, I'm not going to tell people not to become a patron of mine. But yeah, we are tonight going to have a look at a post that I put up, as well as looking at which of the videos that I've done have got the most interest here on YouTube. I do of course have channels over on BitChute, TikTok, Rumble, other places, and yeah, from there you can yeah, so I'm gonna be making available this post that I put up on Patreon, which gives the stats. If you're into numbers, if you like stats, top 10s, then you can find out how the three, what I call three main channels on YouTube, of how they've performed, which of the videos have done best. And whilst we have a look at that, I'm maybe gonna just follow up on any of them which were which seemed to get interest. Okay. Yeah, I'm grateful to say, you know, I've seen another 12 months of keeping my channel going. This Obbylines channel did come quite close now and then to getting 3 strikes, meaning that it would have been shut down. That is a fate that befell one of my channels. Now I'm not sure how many people are interested in maybe the performance of their own YouTube channels, let alone mine. But we are just going to look at which of my vids did best. Can you read that? As I said, I've done a big post about it over on Patreon. 2023 performance. No, that's not the right one. Let me see. Yeah, at the moment this post is locked for people that are on the plan, as it were. But hang on, we're getting there. Yeah, I'm gonna make this available to all once I work out how to do that. How do I do that? Right, all members, I'll make it public, and then I'll share it in the... I'll share a link in case anyone wants to read it for themselves. You do not need to be a subscriber of mine in order to see this. I'm just going to put it in the live chat a second, and then we're going to look at which of the videos I've uploaded in the last year. Which of the videos on my channel got the most attention in the last year. It's not just the videos I uploaded, although most of the top 10 are videos I've posted in the last year, of course. So let's bring our display back up. Yeah, this post, it talks about Obbylines. This is the channel you're watching me on here. It's the top 10 videos from there. We're going to look at a few of them and see how they've progressed. Can I make this a bit more readable? Let me see if I can line up. Let's make this display a bit lined up a bit better. Yeah, of course. This is the second Thursday in a row I've done a stream, and it's normally, yeah, lately I haven't been putting content out as much. I spend a lot more time on TikTok now, which is, yeah, what this one is. So yeah, this post also looks at the top 10 videos on what I would consider my 3 main channels, the 2 cat channels plus this one. So if you're curious about that, then you're welcome to have a look. Yeah, I've done a top 10. Oh, that says top 5. It's actually top 10. That needs editing. Not going to do that now, shall I? Can I? But right. Yeah, I was pleased to see that at least one of the top 10 was a longer form content. How do we save that? Okay, there we go. A very quick save. Right, so yeah, the number 1 was of course a video of a 50p coin, which Prince Charles would have. Yeah, it was the first coin I saw with King Charles, as he's now called. Still consider him as Prince Charles, but yeah, this was actually, believe it or not, the most popular video on my channel of the last 12 months. This is cut from a video by Mudlark Digging Up the Thames. Is a regular viewer, been a long time viewer of my channel, and I set a challenge which of us could get the most, get up first videos of, say, Charles on a note or a coin or a stamp. So far I've only seen Charles on notes, I haven't seen him on any stamps. Right, the second most popular video in 2024 was one I did about Coronation Street, where I alleged they shared medical misinformation. Now, that was one of the few videos I did that got into the thousands. Most of mine get into the hundreds on YouTube. Anyway, yeah, I suggested that they were telling the public medical misinformation, something that a YouTube channel will get taken off. They'll shut down a YouTube channel for sharing medical misinfo 3 times. Coronation Street, I'm saying, should not have an immunity, and when they start saying that people that were, it was a horrible story, the guy was planning to take his own life, but at the same time wanted to donate organs, and I said, whoa, 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 Coronation Street, don't go giving people the thought that you can do both, because you certainly cannot take your own life and donate organs. I would recommend anyone interested in that subject watch this video. Perhaps I'll put it in a link in the description and the live chat and whatnot. So, right. Corrie Vid. Yeah, that was the second most popular video on my channel. What made it into number 3? In the end, I'm not sure. They did, in the end, it was determined that Paul wasn't gonna take his own life. Anyway, yeah, how to clean a grubby coin was the 3rd most popular video. Again, shorts videos. The problem with shorts, personally as a YouTuber, I'd much rather have longer form content be popular. Shorts views are very almost disposable. They only, for as long as that video, it's not the sort of thing that people discover as easily as longer form content. And yeah, so I'd much rather have longer form content making up the top 10, which fortunately on this channel it does mostly. There's only a few of them. Beyond Chelsea, I suggested that all 3 women were the same actors. The video I did back in 2020 was the 5th most popular video on my channel of 2024, where I suggested Meghan Markle carried an inanimate doll. I'll stand by that. Do you think all the footage we see in this ancient video of mine from 2020, which I'm pleased to say still gets a few people tuning in, Gosh, that's very low quality. I'm grateful to say people are still watching this video about Meghan Markle. Greetings, by the way, to Jeff Gashead in the live chat. Brilliant to have someone with us this evening. Thank you for joining me on my stroll into self-indulgence, where we're basically looking at what videos got the most attention on my channel in the last year. Can you believe a story, well, not even a story, a video from 2020 is still among the most popular? Yeah, I still maintain haven't changed my stance on that. Meghan Markle is certainly still, well, her inanimate doll has now grown up. What does that mean? Are they actually showing Harry and Meghan's offspring now? When you see, although they're rare, few and far between, they save it for the Netflix exclusives. Meghan and Harry obviously sold out intimate footage about their of their family. That's the only place you'll probably ever see these kids, is on Netflix. I did a video on the documentary. It doesn't make it into the top 10, so we will not be looking at it tonight, but I suspect we could find it if you really wanted to. I don't know. Right, number 6 was slightly off the subject of, it's still on the subject of watching out for people's dishonesty. Watch out for people trying to pull the wool over your eyes, but not coming from mainstream media, more coming from the internet. I tried to mess with someone that's very nearly stole my login details to my iTunes, and they tricked me. I got back at them by swearing at them in the username box, and then that video is about how they got their revenge on me. Good to see that one makes it into the top 10, as I do think it's kind of informative. Yeah, I got emailed a bill from what looked like a bill from iTunes. You've probably seen this video already. As it happened, we'd just started paying for Netflix, and I clicked on it. I thought, oh, why iTunes charged me? And it just caught me out, and I clicked on it, only to realise, hang on, how are iTunes emailing me on that email account? So I realised just in time before I tried logging in. So I told them to get F'd, as it were, and they got back at me with a very nasty, they very unpleasantly got back at me. I'm not going to say what or how, but yeah, just if you're ever going to mess with people trying to steal your personal information, just remember there's no they will not go low enough, as it were. There is no too low for some people, particularly when they want to steal from you. Ashley Kane's £1.5 million line, another video from a few years back that still gets a few people which is still getting seen by people, or has been back in 2024. Ashley Kane, if you're not from the United Kingdom, he is a former professional footballer. Although if you look at his career, he was injured throughout the whole thing. He barely kicked a ball, if you kind of... but anyway, that's irrelevant, because he then went on to have a baby that got very sick, and they used their sick baby to try and convince people to donate and get involved in blood donations. Totally against the word of God to receive blood donation. All that vile stuff that you couldn't possibly, that you don't really want to have to talk about. I spoke about it and still stand by everything I say. Yeah, they have got some answering to do. They raised all this money, 1.58 million, to save a baby's life. The baby's life wasn't saved. They were still collecting money even after the doctors supposedly said we cannot give it any life-saving treatment. I said, you're misappropriating these donations and you've earned 1.5 million over it. They then changed it and set up the Azalea Foundation, and it's like, no, you can't take money donated for one thing and then just chuck it into some charity foundation. That's not how it works, but hey ho, they got away with it, of course. But if you want to watch that, yeah, just search for Ashley Kane's £1.5 million lie. What else got into our 2024 top 4? Another thing with Charles. King Charles on a £10 banknote, King Charles on a postage stamp, and how much of Breathtaking is true was the 10th, again another short. Breathtaking was a drama on British television, a dramatisation of supposedly real events, of frontline nurses fighting the BS pandemic, as it were. And yeah, and there was a headline that asked how much of it was true. Well, obviously none of it. It's a dramatization, and that was the purpose of that video. So not a huge amount of what I covered in 2024 got huge views, which is fair enough, and that's kind of why I've gone over to TikTok now and spend more time making cat videos, as well as creating effects. We looked at them last week. If anyone was interested or uses the TikTok app, check out the video I made last week. So yeah, that was the 10 most popular videos. And as I say, here it is. God willing, I get to, God willing, my YouTube channel and me personally as a human being, none of us know what's gonna go on next week, let alone a year's time. It would be very arrogant to suggest that, yeah, my channel's even going to survive another year. Who knows? Who knows? YouTube might not survive another year. You never know. We will see at the start of 2026, God willing. I'll be doing another yearly roundup. As I say, channel performance is now, it's a post over on Patreon, which is free to view by anyone. If you want to, if you're into numbers, as I said, creating YouTube videos, for me, it's always about finding something that other people might find interesting. This is, as I've said a few times, quite self-indulgent. It is all about the content I've put up, I've uploaded, how well my videos are doing. If that sort of thing is of interest to you, then check out this post on Patreon. It is free to anyone who wants to read it. See how well our how well the video's done. I have put a link to this post in both the live chat, and I will also put it in the description of the video. And yeah, it's getting late here. It's 11:15, as I said. Past 11:38 p.m. I slow down, as it were. At the end of the day, I get tired, and I don't like streaming much beyond there. I have come across a few things which I did think, oh, perhaps I'll cover that content in another live stream. By the way, talking about statistics, oh, we've had music going the whole way through this video. My huge apologies. That must have been very irritating. Hopefully not. Yeah, one thing that does not come up in any of these statistics are these live streams. One thing that kind of seeing the video I did about medical misinfo, what that proved is that if I am interested in this channel growing, then I've got to cut out the live streams. I've said that before. It's the only way my channel will grow is if I make edited videos. And when it comes to actually editing videos, I tend to put that now on TikTok. I do predict, actually in that Patreon post next year, God willing, we're here to do another year review of how the last year went. I do predict that TikTok videos will saturate top 10 of all my, overall my channels. I hope everyone did have a good I say pagan New Year. Of course, the year is done by the by the moons, not by the calendar. Um, but regardless of that, if you're going to write the date anywhere, you will have to acknowledge that it's now 2025. It would be a hard thing not to acknowledge at least once in the next 12 months that we're in 2025. So, yeah, as a person from a pagan nation, I can't avoid that. It is 2025. So yeah, we'll see what the next 12 months brings. Well, I will still plan to do some streams as we go. Hopefully I'll get a few people popping into the live chat. As I say, Jeff Gashead, thanks for being with us this evening, taking the time to say hello. There we go. The live chat is jumping around a little bit. I have kind of got out the habit of doing these streams, but I will be back again soon with them. I'm never going to completely go away. I've always got to come back. I did see, obviously I've done a lot of videos covering color coding. If you see if you see an event on the mainstream news, look out for the color coding, because all too often the usual things come up. I did save a video about, as I say, I'm on TikTok, and I do see a lot of these fake videos on TikTok. There's loads of them on there. Let's see if I can just find one now very quickly. I think it was about a drone in Paris. And all the colours were coming up. Yeah, it's very... Okay, I found it. Well, just for anyone tuning in for the colour coding, then I will just spend a few seconds before we finish on this subject. Yeah, all these videos about the drone in Paris, the drones that are supposedly crushing. Okay, we're having a problem playing that. Maybe it's because I'm live streaming. Oh no, it isn't. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, there we go. Person in the background with the camera just happens to be wearing red. As I said, the key characters always wear. Generally, it's blue. There is different coding for it, but yeah, yellow is also no coincidence. As I say, it's no coincidence that the wiring's yellow, the safety net's yellow, the suits are yellow, and then all these other people wearing exactly the same. What happened there? There's probably a lot of footage that we could look at. Let's see, here's another one. No, now that's BS. I mean, look at all these people just stood round stock still. I'm not sure if... I don't know. I mean, yeah, a lot of these things should be taken with a pinch of salt. I don't think they're even claiming this to be real, are they? Why is everyone stood so still? Oh, it's in slow motion, but... Yeah, it's BS, of course. This, I would say, is a production. It's staged. All the camera crews are there. Yeah. I'm not sure how heavily that's getting reported. If the main, like the News at 10, for example, are reporting it, but it certainly gets a lot of attention over on TikTok. I wouldn't pay it too much mind. Okay, we are at the end of another working week. Today's the last working day, of course. Shut down at sundown tomorrow. Sabbath day observance is a requirement as far as I'm concerned, and it's something I would always recommend anyone do their best to make the most of. It is to your own detriment to ignore the Sabbath day. So before we go, I will certainly recommend that. Yeah, there's a few names scrolling across the bottom of the screen who I would like to show my thanks and appreciation to before we go. I hope you've enjoyed this brief stint as I let you know that there is a post over on Patreon that is free to read for anyone curious how my channel's doing, how it did over the last 12 months. You can find all the top 10s over there. And I've made sure all the names have scrolled across and been seen properly. Oh, Jeff says crowd are looking in the wrong direction. It's AI. Yeah, you're absolutely right on that one. There is so much, AI is so easy to do. And I did hear someone saying back in when Ukraine was going on that they were, well, I say going on, it probably still is going on for all I know. I'm not sure. I'm sure lots of public money's being sent there anyway. People were sharing footage from games like Call of Duty and trying to say it was a bomb being dropped being dropped in the Ukraine when really it was just some silly footage from a game. Okay, right. If you have enjoyed the stream and you've liked what you've seen and you want to show your appreciation, yeah, I did just share a few links on the screen as to other places you can find me, and I do invite anyone to hit the thumbs up button before they leave. I will be back again soon, before too long. I do, as I say, I spend a lot of my time now creating effects over on TikTok, as well as videos. That's my kind of thing at the moment. But I'm not completely ignoring YouTube. I do enjoy it. I do still enjoy doing these live streams, though I haven't done them so much lately. Nonetheless, I'll be back soon with more. Thanks to anyone who tuned in, anyone who hits the thumbs up button. Massive thanks to Jeff for saying hello in the live chat. It's time to say over and out and good night. Let me just move that text a minute. Okay. Yeah, have a wonderful Sabbath day and a great weekend, and I hope everyone has a great 2025. And thanks, Jeff, for your New Year wishes. Okay, time to say good night, over and out, cheerio, bye.